أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا أرحم الراحمين يا أسأل الآخرين ويا ذا القوة المعظم يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وصل على إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهم كما ربونا صغارا ولجميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب دعوانا يا رب العالمين. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسم شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسم شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسم شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. والله علم نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا الراحمين. اللهم يا ارحم الراحمين يا عزيز يا غفور يا رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
So before we dive into the exciting program, we would like to give our sincere thanks to all of you who are with us today. Our technical working group, thank you so much. We also have our security group, thank you. We have our MSMEs engaged in swimming, fried fish, rugby, and pag-oo. Yan ang mga nandito sa atin ngayon. We also have our participants here engaged in spear fishing. Okay, thank you. And of course, mga fisher folks na nandito. Thank you so much. So to officially open our program, we are honored to have with us today someone whose leadership and dedication have contributed to the success of NPIP Tawi-Tawi Provincial Office. His guidance continues to inspire progress and excel in our practice. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our Provincial Director of NPIP Tawi-Tawi Provincial Office, Sir Terlizzi Masaco.
Kailangan gawin natin siguro mas natin kasi siguro para hindi mas mahaba or anyway, so then he's relating our courtesy to our resource person, we had the director of our research to Professor Benedict Dali, the director of the team. Sa ating partner, sa Tawi, advancing of our major industry. Sa ating being the commander of the sector and level of life, maybe a great time. Pero, mapasalamat ko because we're doing a very good partner in the promotion of this industry. To other partners, with the video means Makbar, that's a very important stakeholders that we share in this. If I think you remember I asked you to organize technical working group for the fisheries roadmap. Kasi gusto natin hand in hand with our development partners and other agencies like MAPAR, MSU, gusto natin magkaroon tayo ng parang blueprint of development. Yung isang siya papatayan yung development plan. So, naisip natin magkaroon na roadmap. In fact, last Monday, yung marathon na nag-meeting namin, we were presenting the draft of the component industry roadmap.
Mas maganda yung professor. Nakipabay doktor.
So ngayon, nakita natin yung data, sabi nila ang art being consistently for the last 3 years, 2021, 2023. So we sharing data accounting for 33% of the market. And sa 33%, siyang nakakalabas ng 36%. Kaya kung tutukosin mo na, ang ating marine product ay dalawang in terms of freshness, in terms of quality, maging sa ibang parts. And then, hindi tayo masyadong nakikita in parang siguro yung pagkakaroon namin. Kasi matter of fact, yung copies, nakuha nila yung auto the babies, yung basket, dapat sa atin yan eh. The last time we were making the Air Asians Chief Executive Officers in Mr. sabi nilagis na atin yung sabi nila. Kaya, yung sa pero bakit copies ang naging sweet basket? Seafood basket. Bakit? Kasi hindi po natin na-package. So, kaya, hindi na kasi meron silang packaging of seafoods and people going out after receiving their package. Dadaan ka sa isang kasaling center, something. So, kung makita niyo siguro sa tuloy-tawi, kung gano'n kaya, dami natin ma-offer. Kaya, isip natin, kailangan natin ang tulungan ng isa't isa. Lalo natin yung isa. Kaya sinabi ko yung gusto sa natin. Kasi ang mission kompleto eh. They have research, they have people, human resource, na talagang pwede i-hear sa atin. And that is about the sharing. Meron din silang processing. Imagine all your products in the market. So, isip natin. Nakalitan natin ng research eh. Lagi tayo sila sa research, hindi natin ito makasama. That's why we bring together all the stakeholders. Kasi siguro pag-usapan natin, paano natin gawin yung fisheries industry. Kaya isa siya, this is our strategic advantage. So, hindi industry advantage na natin na lugar. Hindi kalitan sa TV. Sa akin kasi bagat yung we are known to be the center of Fort Lauderdale University. Pero, hindi natin masyadong na-exploit ang potential ng ating kaya mag-usap-usap tayo, we at the FLD, as continuously trying AI in the wilderness, our voices in the wilderness. Mag-inay tayo. Dapat, mag-usapan natin, ano natin na ba ang just very recently, I think last week of November, visitors from Brunei, around 8 of them, talagang investor. Ano tinatanong nila? Invest on fishery, on cold storage facilities. Bakit? Ang tunay kasi, pagkulagan na kung sila sa supply, high value pero gusto nila, ilagay niya. Kung meron na nasa center dito, they want to be allocator of only storage para mag-exercise ng yan. At ano yun? Yesterday, I had meeting Zoom meeting, interview nila o Indonesia. Sila kasi ang parang inagay natin, request ito mababa, inagay natin. Yung pa rin natin. Bakit? Sa kagaya ng ganyan na situation natin, imagine the cost of per kilowatt hour. This is pesos. Hindi naman invest sila. Kahit na tayo sa bahay, kailangan natin na itipan. Hindi rin tayo masyado magpawang dami na so the only way to advance a certain area, kailangan mag-invest na sa electricity, power, liquidities. It's good, last October, circularization. Pumunta ang NOC, Philippine National Oil Company. At pinili ito inawin as part of the idea initiative. Nagimala nila sa Pilipinas. Gusto nila. So, yes, NOC is a overhead. Parang siya. Yes, po. Tayo siguro nakakabasa long part ay nakakasay. Kung pumasok ng partner sa third community, third community Indonesia, marami pala sa Indonesia, pero using technology. Why we cannot take on the renewable energy here? Kasi mahal. Di ba? Maglalagay natin solar, windmill, it requires a cost of that. For now, the energy from that. So, hopefully, pero parang zero for it. Kaya yung mga Indonesia, genuine Indonesia, nag-set na sa early time, supposedly from here, will go to Tarakan para makakanap paano maglagay ng factors. That's just really ganun gawin sa so, namento ko lang ito kasi sa ako farm lang ako parang isa lang ako farm sa evening. Kasi maraming pagkala ko rin tayo yung going to them. Pero isa government. So, hopefully, moving forward, imagine, meron na tayo yung more storage facility. Dahil natin natin. And with MSU, ang FS sila rin, or Food Innovation Center. At we can now, parang transform or process ba, diba? Makukuha na rin ang presyo at maging sustainable livelihood for every future of the country. So yung dahil rationally, bakit parang kami, hindi kami naubusan ng pasensya, di ba everyone sit together para natin ano ba na lang din tayo? Kasi your ideas are more important than what we know. So, our store, meron na tayo mga resource person, ano din na rin ito sa ating mga idea na pwede sila consider sa atin. Kung paano i-develop at i-promote ang ating industry. So, yun, that is essentially why we are here. Napapasalamat ako, napapasalamat ko siguro na kita sa process niya. So, for your support to the hindi na aking tayo dyan. Dito na isa din. But ito, ginawa natin para sa ating bayan, para sa ating family, and for the good of the family. So, hindi na ako magpapakasalan, kasi parang masyado. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Dahil ang mga listening pala, kaya si President ng Paralimay General Congress. So, again, maraming salamat. Let's have an informal and productive session for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so we also have here the Mole, and of course, ating dalawang resource persons from Mindanao State University. Mindanao State University PCBO. Okay, so without further ado, let us start our first session on the fisheries management towards sustainable industry in Tawi-Tawi. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our resource person, Professor Yasher Yujuma.
Yan lang mag-share no? Kaya, dito lang. Dito lang siguro. Actually, we are going live. The live kami. See. Yan. Dito ako. Live. Okay. So far. Yeah. Well. Good morning. When I was, I think, in primary, my father told me that the fisheries and agriculture is the backbone of the country. First time, I did not understand what he said until, I got it. But one thing I could share here is that the most advanced countries and the most powerful countries that they could produce their own food. It's not about producing missiles, weapons, but of course having their own food in their own backyard, something like that. So we know that Tawi-Tawi, located at the center of our triangle, being endowed with mega biodiversity in terms of marine resources, we go with our discussion. But what I would like to share is that without sustainability, baka mahulog po tayo sa future. So let's proceed with my presentations. So I'll be having the subtopic, and of course, this was due. This will be followed by a workshop. My workshop is just about, asking you questions. Okay, for the introduction, we are in the Philippines. Of course, we are going live. Just besides, where are we in the globe? So we are in the Philippines. And of course, Philippines is an archipelago maritime country composed of 7,500 islands with vast marine resources. I would like to emphasize the vast marine resources. So here we are in the barn, wherein we compose several provinces. But of course, we can see that we are in Tawi-Tawi. Of course, these are three islands. So in Tawi-Tawi alone, we consist of 310 islands and others. However, I would like to bring to a paper published in research that Tawi-Tawi is located at the heart of the Coral Triangle. What is the implications if we are located in the Coral Triangle? The implications simply means we are rich, we are the richest in color with fishes in the Philippines. Because this is published. So of course, we need more paper say about the richness in macrozoantic, some other species. But the paper concentrates on the coral reef, particularly the groupers. So here, the map showing that we are really a part of the coral triangle. And what is the the striking features of the coral triangle? Of course, we are having so many corals, and we know that the corals is harbor so many fishes, so many aquatic organisms. This is the only habitat where you can find invertebrates. You know, in the grassland, it's always farming, isn't it? The producer, the grass is so vast, where you actually go to the top, the predators go on there. Pero ito, yung corals, the only plant of farming corals is, ano, zooxanthellae. The zooxanthellae, not that is microscopic, and the corals of plants, but still was able to support a very big number of what we call those, number of living for carnivores. So, I have here some practical issues in the city now. Why is it that we have so many commodities, we have so many red fish, you know, we have, for example, the commercial, the freelancing. Just start with plankfish. Plankfish, there are talking to the plankfish. To name a few, there are so many. Grouper. So why is it? Because we are creating a fortune and value. Okay, the center of the fortune. But now let's define what is really a fisheries. You know, even the technical people, they are, you know, is confused about the fisheries. Ano ba yung fisheries yan? Sometimes, ano ba fishery? Fisheries. Fish. But of course, as defined by the Public Act by 50, which is known as the Philippine Code of Fish Act, Philippine Fisheries Code of 1998, fisheries refers to all activities relating to the act or business of fishing, butchering, preserving, processing, marketing, developing, conserving, and managing aquatic resources in the fishery areas, including the privilege to catch or take aquatic resources thereof. So that's why are you fisheries equal? So meaning, if you are into this, you are fisheries. You are into fisheries. So if you fish, if you fortune, so you are into fisheries. So kung natin magulo sa term, no? So ngayon, my first workshop would be, you can just raise your hand if you are honest. But of course, among you who are into fishing, okay, at least dapat nandito kayo. Culturing. Culture ba kayo? Hindi kayo mga fisheries people. Okay. How about preserving? Are you into preservation? The processing people. Processing, of course. The marketing. Are you selling? Marketing? Ayan. And then how about developing? Product development? Are you into innovation? How about conserving? So ito, the management form. Actually, they are our partners in conserving and managing aquatic resources. Okay, in the future areas. Of course, Coast Guard is our really partners in conserving. And then go ahead. So meaning fisheries people ahead. If you are into fishing, you are into privilege to fish or take aquatic resources. Of course, we are a fisheries nation. Whether we like it or not, we are a fisheries nation. Okay? So now let's have a quick, overview of our business industry. So we know, if we are saying, most of our constituents are civil farming. Okay, we are into civil farming. We are into fishing. We are into laying fishes. So bleeding is that collecting And then some of us maybe into live fish, no? Live fish or the LRF15, and of course, maybe we don't know, but most of us are into aquatic fishes. Case and send future, of course, with marketing, product development, and marketing. Who among us are into eco or food tourism? Sino ba sa akin? You know, this is one of the sustainable way of, promoting fisheries, that the eco tourism. You know, we have the farm, or you have the eggs, or you have this sea runs things. And then, of course, you are promoting what do you call this? The food tourism. Okay, another one. Another workshop. Of course, I already asked. Yeah, specifically, I don't hope that maybe some of you, a few of you are into farming, of course, fishing, and then of course, additional fishes. Still anybody of you into live fish? How about aquarium fishes? Case, span, fish, sure. I hope you are, some of you are into, because simple to understand, most of the students are into case or span, closure. Fish processing, they are into fish processing for development, for the people. However, what are the threats? We know that because of, we could not sustain because of the malpractices of the our business products or our resources. And I would like to collect maybe an idea from you. What are the malpractices have you experienced or have you noticed? Because you are on the ground, kayo nasa ground. At saka hindi naman sasabi namin na yung malpractices niya. Not until one time, when I went to one of the Cordoba, that, itong collector ng abalone, yung lagyan niya ng cigarettes yung abalone, yung lampas. Sabi ko, that will, destroy the industry. Parang sa pagkala. Again. So those are malpractices that could eventually degrade our products. So, for example, what are the malpractices that we encounter or that have been, circulating around about the series? This involves salting, fertilizations, even the improper drying methods. There are also some malpractices for the fraud, for the soaking, which, we need higher moisture content for us, to other ways. But those are malpractices that can eventually degrade our resources, our bodies. How about octopus? What we did for octopus, we did soaking, we did injecting, we did immersing, whatever the compound, just to make it, expand. And that could eventually, what will happen to our industry? So mamamatay yung industry natin eventually. How about the sea cucumber? We collect the undersize, we collect the broodstock, which is to be dispersed for another generations. Yun yung mga business natin. And this is happening throughout not only in the Tawi-Tawi, but of course, since we have plenty of resources or somehow we still collect this, but it's still unregulated, tingin niya sa akin. How about ito nga, this on my experience? Ito, I've experienced this. Yung squid, isusok sa fresh water, pag tingin mo ang laki, ganyan, no? Pagluto mo, ganyan lang kaliit. Di ba? These are, no? Isusok nila, they soak into fresh water. Tapos lalaki. Gano'n? So, those are. How about tuna? They add weights. I have this personal experience wherein yung tingga, nilagay sa loob. Sa tiyan. So, so those are some, malpractices. So the workshop, we wanted to collect ideas from you guys. How about our mouthfish? Do you have the idea what are the malpractices that we did with our mouthfish? Yung mouthfish natin, nakuha natin, malaki, sabalo. Sabalo is under FEO, hindi pwede. Pero in our area, pinipulot natin yung sabalo natin. Yun, no? Stay yun. And because of meron tayong mixing, we have been putting it about. So those are our practices natin. How about this one? We are using it. So what are? We don't have the close season. Yung may pugha or diba, yung mga brothers, kinakain pa rin natin with supposedly mga anak pa yun. Because we don't know we did not observe close season. Yung mga buntis, kinakain natin. Yun eh. Ano ba? Ito, anong ginagawa natin si Urchin? Si Urchin, sabi natin, mataas ng buwan kung paano si Urchin. Kainin natin kasi nga, look, we are eating the whole generation of sea Urchin. We do not observe those seasons. This is a mark of the did. How about our mommy? The mommy is supposed to be our economic revenue. Basta wala na sa mommy natin. How about our Romelantis or Quanta Grouper? Ano pang ginagawa natin? Di ba? Supposedly, plate size is the most expensive one. But we collect the small one and the bigger one. This is eventually the mothers or the fathers or the stuff. How about this one? We do not even care for the belly. Tempat ka lang, di ba? Yung mga nakikita ko, mayroong pakitlog dyan. Suppose that you live in there and then just take time sometimes for them to realize that. So we really have to, to reveal some things like this. Ano namang ginagawa natin sa mangroves natin? Mangrove crab. Ginakat natin yung mangroves. Di ba? These are the habitat. Exactly. So these are the malpractices. Now let's have the premium fishing strategy. In what way you will sell the best price? Not even the normal price. Paano isi-sell yung product mo? Not only in Tawi-Tawi, your market is not Tawi-Tawi. It's the world. Because of internet, we are into online marketing nowadays. You want to accept peso actually. We are accepting dollars. You try to see the Alibaba, the whatsoever, the Amazon. You can order from the Amazon and bring the product here. So why is it that you from Simono post it on Facebook or on the online and sell it on $1 more? We could do it. Actually, it's a matter of Starlink or whatsoever for connectivity. So if you sell, for example, at 500 in the market, it's $3, you can sell it at $3. It's a matter of technology. So if you have product, doesn't mean that you are giving price of items to the islands. So for example, this one, back in a few months, the last few months, there is a drop in the price. But remember that you can find it online selling at $4, how much? $4 more than 200 per kilo. And then you just sell it at 50 or 40 but you can still sell it in a premium price. Another one. How about this one? If you have this, you can sell it to the best price that you could actually go online. It's not about sell this for the buying or sell the buying, but you can sell it in the price after this guy. Nowadays it's acceptable. Post it online, you can have the best price that is going to have. It's a dollar earning commodity. How about this one? Would you rather sell it at 24, 20, 35, which I checked this last night, Singaporean dollar, Pesos equivalent to 1,095 pesos. 4 cm. Ganyan lang kalaki. Quantum grouper. Or kakainip mo lang. Okay. Well, so you can sell the Saturday. Ito naman, 186 per 100 grams. If you have 1 kilo, you have 1,860. Yeah. So you can still sell it because you can find it in the what do you call that, online. Huh? So because if you are, let's say, in Lara, you put it on online selling. You will not sell it at 500 per kilogram, but instead you sell it at 1,560. But of course, you really have to innovate your product so that acceptability is. Or how about the color fund? You go to color fund, letter, to the market. How much did you buy? But if you dehydrate the sea grapes, it costs 1,082 pesos. I-dehydrate mo yan, ilagay mo sa kwan, tapos if you can sell it. You could also sell, how much is $130? At, this is colorfin, the compound extracted from the color pack. Especially, Lentilifera is, you can buy it from the market, but the Racemosa, nobody wants to eat Racemosa because of the salty taste. But it's still, of course, that could be the source of colorfin. And the colorfin is very expensive. It costs $130. The pure grade colorfin. The dehydrated sea grapes could be done by each individual. Kailangan mo lang ng oven wrap sa mga package. Another one. How about this pulba? If you try to see the pulba, you can find it there. Pulba, nandiyan lang yan. But remember this ulba lactica, ulba reticulata, whatsoever. But remember the ulba is one of the source of this ulban. In 2,000 milligrams, that is 2 grams, costs $2,920. We could not even afford to do study with ulban because this is very expensive compound. And yet, kita mo yung green sa pakalakpak yan. Those are dollar earners already. The ulva. Okay? So, I know, nakita niyo yung ulva na yan. Diyan, nakita lang yan sa bahay niyo, di ba? Hindi niyo alam na 2,000. Kaya namin binibili yung ulva eh. Pero mura, 10-15 pesos per kilo. But they are, they are extracting it for ulva. Okay, another one. Okay, this picture is, the vendors told me that, okay, you can buy it at 300 pesos. But which do you prepare? Because this sabalo could spawn from 3 to 7.3 million eggs. Okay? And when you try to purchase, this is the standard. 1 peso above. So if you have 7.3, that is cost 7.3 million. Pero bibenta mo lang ng 300 pesos. Ako, sip-sip kayo, no? So that's why if you don't have that consideration, that's Bunga market actually. That two sabalo, and then we get pictures, and that is already sabalo. It's according to the crowd. That's already prohibited. But the fisherman doesn't know about the sabalo, the prohibition, the fines, and the penalties. So, but if you try to leave it there, and this is small, and you collect the small one, the wild one is very expensive. It's not only 1 peso, it's up to 2-3 pesos, the wild. So if 3 million, di ba? So mag-isip-isip kayo ng mga resources natin on how we are going to maximize our resources. How about this one? Would you rather get the roe or the eggs, or would you just leave it there and observe the close season first, and then get the the maturity, meaning yung nakaanak na ba? Anak na mga 3 beses or 4 na beses bago yung fully. Hindi yung maka-anak
first buntis pa lang, yung mga panganay pa lang, kinuha mo na. Alam mo, we collect this because of the moon. We base on the basis of the moon. But of course, there is a certain size suggesting that this is already mature, meaning, kumbaga, mga 4 na beses na umanak na, not the early maturity. Yun ang dapat nating hindi mahal, yung early maturity niya. Yun. And then of course, dapat meron tayong mga close season para dito sa spawning. Mabigat siya. Mabigat, isa doon. Kasi magbibigat yan eh. At saka malaki. But of course, this one is that we really need to have a scientific basis, especially local specific dito kasi, site specific. Kaya kailangan natin ng maraming researcher. A researcher, everybody could be a researcher. Citizen research.
Here is sabi ng kami namin, kapag nasa 50 to 70,
Oh. Yeah, exactly. Ang sea urchin, meron siyang male at saka female. Yung pinaka-orange talaga, yun yung female. Yung white is, yun yung male. May separate sex ito eh. So yun, dapat pag mga ganun, iwasan mo na, mangulit. No? Or mayroon tayong size dapat. Inuubos yung sea urchin natin. But you know, the uni is one of the expensive commodity in Japan. Mahal ito eh. How about the fisheries management? What do you know about the fisheries management? Of course, with the fisheries management, we could sustainably have our resources. Meaning long-lasting ba? Kumbaga, tuloy-tuloy yung pagkain, long-lasting, hindi mauubos. What are the approaches? Okay, let's define the fisheries management. It's the process of regulating fishing activities to ensure that fish resources are used sustainably. Okay. So these are strategies and approaches. I would like to ask you if your barangay or mayor use this approach. Okay, pag ginagamit ito, I don't know about what. Number one is that the community-based management. Yung community-based management, tatanungin mo yung community. Yung mga tao, ano ba ito? Ano bang nakusunod? So yung may involved din yung community. Ito yung community na nagsasabi na ito pa, ganito. So you ask the community. It's really you, the fishermen, the farmers, that is being involved, no stakeholders, no? Local stakeholders. Ito yung community-based. So of course, before the Japanese came, before the Spaniard came, we are into community-based management. How about the co-management? The co-management, there is a multiple parties. Marami yan. May mga industry, may mga, what you call that, government, may mga, yung mga researchers, may mga community. So those are co-management. So yun ang pinapakinggan. So how about the coastal resource management? Ang coastal resource management, lahat within the coastal zone, minamanage. Fish, seagrass, mangroves, lahat na. So yun yung coastal resource management. Okay? Integrated coastal resource management. So dito, especially in Tawi-Tawi Bay, we need integrated, no? Yung integrated coastal resource management. This one, if you should be familiar with ecosystem-based business management. If you are into processing, dapat ito, alamin nyo ito, because we are into ecosystems. The first is the holistic approach to managing fisheries that consider the entire marine ecosystem. What happened? Anong nangyari sa ibang mga industry? Yung industry, for example, sa Peru. Sa Peru kasi, meron doon na upwelling. Yung upwelling, ito yung nutrients na lumalabas sa ilalim ng dagat. Pag labas ng nutrients, kukuha yun ng phytoplankton, zooplankton, tapos sardines. Ngayon, nag-proliferate doon lahat ng mga sardines na factory. Eventually, nawala yung upwelling doon. Namatay lahat ng sardines factory doon. Because they don't have this ecosystem-based fisheries management. Okay? How about the rinse-to-rinse approach? Ano ba? R2R ba kayo? Ano yun? Uplands. So meaning, yung bundok mo kaluhin. Kasi eventually, it will go to your marine ecosystem. Destroy the marine ecosystem. That is R2R approach. So, alamin nyo. How about H2O? So the same approach, highlands to ocean approach. So meaning, makialam ka kung nangyari sa bundok. No? Anong ginagawa sa tao ng bundok? Makialam ka. Because eventually, you are the receiver, the ocean. How about S2S, the source to sea approach, such as no inlands from the source, but materials flow to the oceans. For example, yung mga creek, yung mga river, makialam ka rin doon. So what about fisheries management in Tawi-Tawi? Wala tayong approach. Wala tayong approach. Ano ba to? R2R wala. Kalbo yung bundok natin. So, ganun.
Tulong as makakuha ng isda, makakuha
Oh, yun, wala. So, yeah, yun yung iba. But, you know, that's why when you are into politics, for example, barangay captain, the more you become barangay captain, you should learn. Dapat mag-aral ka, hindi yung barangay captain natin, parang able to read and write. Not able to read and write, barangay captain. But because these are the, you know, these are the things that we need to understand for the food, no? Anyway, marami akong slides. Fisheries laws. What do you know about fisheries laws? Tatanungin ko kayo kung meron kayong alam about fisheries laws. Especially yung mga man in uniform. We have international laws. Ano yung alam niyo sa international laws? Do you know about the 1973 Convention on the International Trade of Endangered Species of Wildlife, Flora, and Fauna? Dito pinasok yung maming, dito rin pinasok yung mga triton. These are international or UN, no? CITES natin. How about the UNCLOS? The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. We heard the 1982. So how about those are the follows that I really wanted to highlight. National laws. How about national laws? Have you heard about the RA 7160, the Local Government Code of 1991? So first, I would like to highlight the rights and responsibility of LGUs and offices in management and protections of the coastal environment. Another one, have you heard the RA 8435, the Agriculture and Business Municipal Act of 1997? How about the 7586, the National Integrated Protected Area System, the NIPAS? Have you heard this? Have you heard the Public Act 3550 amended by 10654? Have you heard Assam Executive Order? So these are very acts of the President which provide the rules of a general government powers. How, example, EO 247 of 1995 creating the Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Management Council or the FARCs. How about AOs or administrative orders such as the DAO, AO, and the FAO? For example, the FAO have a series of FAO guidelines on the production system of self-raising or development. How about the circular? May mga circular tayo or issuance of policies, rules, and regulations and procedures applicable to individual organizations. Yeah, DNR yan, policy and guidelines for the award of the mangrove resource agreement. I would just like to highlight the DAO. You know, yung mangrove na yan, wala yung may-ari stewardship lang yan for 15 or 55 years. And then, no? Ayun, akala mo sa kanila na yung ownership. No? Okay. How about the LGU organization perspective? Of course, I'm expecting different LGUs today. And then different LGUs actually should anchor with the national and international. Dapat anchor doon. Huwag kayong magawa ng sariling balance. So now we are almost come to an end. The sustainable management or best practice in fisheries. Ano yung mga best practice ito? I would just like to share if you have this. The quota system. Quota. So quota lang, kumbaga ikaw, you have the group or doon sa barangay na yun, meron yung quota system. Limit the number of fish that can be caught. Ba't mag-quota tayo eh? Hindi yung, ito, kunin niya lahat. Ba't may quota system? Monitoring surveillance. So, sa atin kasi, may CCTV tayo sa bahay. Pero, pag ikaw, para kailangan, lagyan mo ng technology to oversee fishing activities, ensure compliance with regulation. Lagyan mo na, gano'n yung malaming size. So, yun sa mga best practices para ma-detect agad yung mga practices. Seasonal ensure, protect fish to its morning or breeding time. So, if you have this CCTV, makita agad, ma-detect agad na mayroong buried, yun, mabigyan agad ng atensyon. Okay? Area-based management. This is, for example, the MPAs, ano mga MPAs, you safeguard with habitats, pero hindi masyadong nakapagpad yung increase natin yan. So, ito yung stakeholder engagement, dapat meron mga stakeholder engagement. This is one of the stakeholder engagement. Pero sa barangay level, patawag ang mga tao that is directly affected by this or directly participating in our issues. So habitat protection, that is to preserve area essential for fish, life cycle. One of the examples is our mangroves. Nakita ko, kinukulit natin yung corals na habitat ng fish, ginagawang tambak. And it 2 cm per year or less than that. Ganito kalaki, ilang hundred years. Something like that. By catch reduction, minimize catch of non-target species. Eco-leveling and consumer awareness. Dapat meron tayo ganito. Yung eco-leveling is that, kumbaga, ganun siyang, kumbaga, organic. But this is eco-leveling, meaning if the source of your product is sustainable ways of catching, dapat meron ganun. Para makita, oh, ito galing sa sustainable, ano ba yan, capture fisheries. Mayroong traceability ba sa product? Ganun yun. Promoting sustainable seafood choices and promotion to drive demand for responsive resource creation. Development of eco-friendly gear to reduce by gas. So, may mga gear tech na tayong gear tech na. How about, are you familiar with artificial intelligence? So artificial intelligence that of course we have this app and everything, of course machine learning. But of course, you can use it for better staff assessment. Oh, so ILS, we have enhanced development system for real-time tracking of fishing. Pwede kami dito sa mga ginagawa. Community-driven conservation system that is powered of fishermen. Ito yung community-based management. Research into alternative levels to reduce pressure on our fish. Sustainable agriculture. Of course, this is a very big topic on sustainable agriculture, but I would like to emphasize that in the sustainable agriculture, we really deploy sustainable agriculture. We need to do farming, ecosystem fisheries management, and fish farming. When you are into fishes, fish farming, fish drying, whatsoever, you should have deployed the ecosystem-based fisheries management para maging sustainable siya. So, yun yung mga... So, of course, my source is Google lang naman yan, dahil ko. Kinuha ko lang. But the idea is that I don't hope that after my talk, hindi nyo na basta-basta yung mga ulbad yan, no? You know, money is just beneath your feet. Diba? Ganun yun, no? So, yun yun. Wala tayo upload sa ngayon, but of course, we really have to empower our, you know, our LGUs to come up with this strategy so that we have a sustainable fisheries resources, fisheries industry in our area. Yun lang naman ang main takeaway natin dito. Dapat lahat ng stakeholders ma-empower natin so that we could sell it at a premium price. Hindi yung ganito lang yung pagkakapan natin. Of course, you know, because of the globalization, internationalization, we are now connected with each other. Use the technology, you sell it at a premium price. And with that, thank you for listening and participation. To those who raised their hands, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. So, medyo marami tayong nakuha, no? Liwag. So, we'll proceed. Okay. So, we will now proceed to our next resource person, Professor Meredith Q. Agulani, that will talk about post-harvest and marketing of fisheries industry products. Please give her a round of applause.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala
Hello.
wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Marilyn Q. Alnani from the College of Fisheries, specifically sa Fish Processing Technology Department, to which na yung area ko is more on the fish processing technology. What we do after we do the harvesting of our aquatic resources.